Ooga booga booga.
Spooky.
Riley has the best response to last part's debate that I've heard so far. Just fuck it. Put on a clown mask. Start fucking around.
Obviously, this is the scariest part of the entire game. I don't know if I can handle it.
No, just to fuck with that, she puts on a Crash Bandicoot mask.
I wish they'd do that, but they don't have the rights to it anymore, so they can't.
Now, here's a hypothetical question for you. Do you think Naughty Dog would make another Crash game if they got the license back?
Well, if
No.
they're going to the trouble to get the license back, then they would, but...
Well,
Yeah.
okay, if Sony got the license back and they just said, hey, make a Crash Bandicoot game, do you think they would?
They might.
Press
Was there
triangle
really
to
a
werewolf.
press triangle to roar?
Yes.
Yes. And you had to hold it down to roar louder.
That's great. Now you just gave us away.
Yeah,
Fucking kids.
this entire section is full of press X to Jason moments, you know? So, yeah, it's... Until the infected show up in the past sequences, all of the flashback scenes are very heavy rain. You know, that's not necessarily bad, but it just goes back to the one aspect of this DLC that feels underwhelming for the price.
Like I said, this is something I wouldn't mind as an alternate costume. It's the wolf head.
Just make it happen.
No, I'm just saying, it's wolf head. Wolf head Ellie. Make it happen the entire
Wolfhead
fucking
Ellie,
game.
Frankenstein. There's also another mask you can find in that shop.
Yeah,
that
there
you
are
can
there are
put
some
on.
other masks, yeah.
Yeah, you can screw around with a lot of environmental stuff. Also,
Yeah,
there are
I go
achievements.
through the store.
Yeah. Red one's yours.
There are achievements for stupid little gameplay contests like throwing bricks at cars and having a water gun fight.
Right.
So is this just basically puts around the DLC?
Answer a question.
Yeah.
No sarcasm.
Hmm.
What is this? Truth or truth? Alright, fool.
How did these cars get in the mall anyway?
Shush.
Come on.
Anyway, you do wanna break more windows on your car for achievement completion. Although I get the feeling that you'll actually get more of an answer from the truth or truth question if Ellie loses.
Well, yeah, because then she'd have to answer it and you'd get more character development about the character who has been in the rest of the game.
No, but you see, Riley doesn't really give a very good answer.
Boosh!
The blue and red car is symbolic.
At least there's no yellow car.
Yeah, that one can rot in hell.
I never played RC Pro AM, but on the level of bullshit cheating, how bad is it?
It's what defined Rubber Band AI.
Yeah.
So is this like worse than Mario Kart?
No,
on its
Rubber
first
Band's
day?
putting it mildly. That thing's a fucking slingshot.
So like,
Yes!
if this were Mario Kart, would it be the guy who threw the blue shell at you like 3 seconds before the finish line, and then a red
Okay,
shell? And a
okay,
green
you
shell
know,
and
just
another red shell?
I just want to back up and I realized that she said that she meant that Brickmaster with the F-bomb as being an emphasis thing, but it didn't really come out that way.
I needed some
What? That
space to
she's
figure this stuff out.
fucking the Brickmaster?
I told you that.
I don't even know. It
Nobody
just
fucks
sounded
bricks like
weird.
I do. I
Or
fuck
she's,
all
yeah,
the
or
bricks.
she's the master of fucking bricks.
It's just you know, sometimes it's probably better to use a different word when you want to emphasize something, because just chucking the word fucking into the middle of something can have some unintentionally strange results.
But fuck is one of the most versatile of all English words. You can use it as a noun. You know, have you ever seen that video?
Yeah, but you know, I get what Lewis is saying. You know, I can go out and to the top of the building and just scream out my name with authority. I'm fucking John.
What are we doing?
But people can interpret that as I'm fucking someone named John.
Exactly.
English, how does it work?
Follow me.
Seriously, how does English work? It's one of the most BS languages in
It's
all
the
of
most
the
bullshit
world.
language of the entire world.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, do you remember in an earlier part where I was talking about how they powered the city and stuff? We actually find out something about that here.
So, turns out, the whole city has power.
And we're going to mess with that because...
We're turning on the
Because
mall's
we're in a
power.
mall, and we're turning on the mall, and by extension, we're turning on the carnival inside of the mall. This is
Yeah,
about
but
as
this won't get them caught or anything.
This is about as romantic as dates get in post-apocalyptia, people. Sneaking into old abandoned malls, turning on the power without military approval, and using old busted-up carnival equipment.
Yeah, you do have to realize that they're probably diverting tons and tons of electricity from the main settlement, right? Potentially
Yeah.
putting people's lives in danger.
I'm really glad.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Alright, none of the lights on the outside of the building turn on, so the military won't know.
I didn't mean it. All that stuff I said before I left.
So is
Yeah,
this entire DLC section just supposed to get us to like this character before she dies gruesomely?
It's supposed to explain Ellie, because this is what happened when Ellie got bit.
But is the entire does this entire DLC have us get to like Riley as a character before she dies gruesomely? And
I don't give it. Probably, but I don't give a shit about Riley.
Probably, but it's more about Ellie's relationship with Riley than Riley herself.
well, you have to.
If you want more info on Riley, there is a prequel comic.
Yeah, the comic came before the DLC. They liked the comic well enough that they decided to include Riley as part of the game's canon.
Which only means anything for character development because it's not like you actually do anything with Riley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the worst carnival ever.
You want to get this on?
No
Yeah,
pretzel stands or fried dough.
We're back in the present day now.
No
But,
rides or clowns. Place sucks. I'm going home.
Where's my werewolf costume?
Like I said, the transitions between present day and the past are kind of abrupt. In any case, the oh.
Shoot the cat. Can you shoot the cat?
No, you get startled and then it runs away. And when you turn the corner, it's just gone.
Ooh.
Ooh, symbolic cat.
The thing about Riley is that she's got enough character development to sort of stand on her own, but she's more an accessory to Ellie than anything.
Well, in order for Riley's death to have any impact on her, you have to, and for the player, you have to understand why they're friends, which means in some way getting the player to like the character as well.
To a point, but there is a difference between developing a character on their own and developing a character's relationship with another character.
In this case, I think they're both pretty. I think they're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. Well, we see plenty of we see and have seen plenty of Ellie on her own or interacting with other people in other situations, but all we ever see of Riley is Riley interacting with Ellie. So we don't necessarily know what kind of person she is in other situations, or when she's on her own, or when she's talking to Marlene, or when she's standing alone in a room playing a video game. I don't know. The only thing we actually know about Riley as far as stuff that she doesn't do when Ellie is around is that she likes fighting games.
Here we go. End of the line.
Did we skip that, or is that still ahead?
That's still ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Quickest time is Saventius, the fighting game.
Out of juice.
Great.
Generator note. The generator's out of juice. Damn it.
This entire section was pretty much skipped over in the YouTube version of the DLC that I watched. So so I have no idea what to do to start this generator, or if it can even be started.
You put gas in it.
Obviously.
See, there's gas right there.
No, it's a gas container.
Oh.
You have to siphon the gas.
Empty. Maybe
Well, it was bright red, so my immediate gamer instinct was to shoot it, but...
Shoot it and watch it explode. Oh.
Figure that one out.
That is really satisfying, though. It's just blowing up people who walk by the conspicuous red barrels or whatever.
Hey, you know what game lets you do that? That you really like? Resident Evil 4. You should probably get to that.
Yeah, but the shrink wrap keeps the box all neat.
Why are there massive barrels of explosive liquid in the middle of my peasant village?
Because
Shush,
fuck you,
Lewis.
video game.
It's like the explosive barrel has become such a fixture in video games that it's actually kind of annoying to me.
Yeah, to me, it's so enjoyable, though.
Yeah.
It's always the same barrel no matter where you go, too.
That's what
There's
makes
You
it
like
so
a-
great.
Okay, Lewis, why do you complain about barrels in the middle of villages, but you don't complain about springs in Sonic? Who put them there? What is their purpose? Why
I have
are these
asked.
springs here?
I have asked exactly those questions, actually. And I've never gotten a satisfactory answer. But considering the loops grow into the hillsides grow into loops, I'm sorry. You know, I just sort of assume they're a natural part of the environment, like everything else, and just.
There's a
fuck
point
it.
where you gotta stop deconstructing things to the point where it's not fun anymore.
But the thing is, the explosive barrels appear in more realistic type games that are supposed to be taken seriously from a plot point of view.
Dude, Resident Evil 4 has tiny midget Napoleon statue chasing you through
Yeah,
a medieval
I'm
castle.
not even thinking of Resident Evil 4. I'm thinking of other third-person shooters and stuff. But like Mass Effect does it all the frickin' time. Every area you go to has the same explosive tiny barrel thing all over the areas. Did she squirt herself in the face with gasoline by
Ellie,
accident?
that's not the... You fill it in on the other side. Or you take the little pory thing out.
That should do it.
And you're gonna leave the hose behind.
Well, to
Ellie-
be fair, she's probably never done this before.
Well, no, I'd take the hose with me. You might need to use it again.
Come on.
Well, actually, Joel already has a siphoning thing in his pack, so she doesn't need another one.
Well, I always just thought that she was using his, cause,
Oh, she found it on the side there.
She found it. She found it next to the gas tank.
Oh. Well, still having extras is is always nice.
Oh yeah. But you know, even if we have infinite inventory for gameplay purposes, they're not actually operating under the assumption that they have infinite gameplay. Oh.
Zort.
Oh. For a second, I thought there was going to be gameplay. But no, the game just sort of killed those zombies before they could get to you.
Is there any section in this DLC where you have to avoid electric water?
Right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they haven't forgotten Crash Bandicoot at all.
Easy,
In the sewer or later.
easy.
Last of Us edition.
Okay, now I want Ellie to put on the Aku Aku mask.
It's gonna be fine. Not gonna fall into that water.
He gets 3 and then just plows through the zombies and they explode.
Tangentially related to the earlier conversation about on-disc DLC.
We're not gonna just
obviously,
drop it.
no,
Here we go.
no, just tangentially related. Last of Us Remastered on the PlayStation 4 has this on disc. It also has a 50 gigabyte mandatory install.
Oh,
50 gigs?
Yes.
yeah,
Note-
that's
additional
not the word.
note.
Yeah,
This,
that's the pretty
the
bad.
PlayStation 3 version of the game has no mandatory install.
It just has a
whatsoever.
really fucking long load time in the beginning of
Yes.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you start the game up for the first time, you get one long load time, and then after that, the game plays smoothly throughout until you basically just quit the game.
So
I'm
do you
just-
want to install it on the hard drive or have a loading time every time you turn it on?
No, I'm
Well,
just
here's
50 gigs.
here's the thing,
That's
though.
gigantic.
The mandatory install is 50 gigabytes, which means it's not just affecting that first load time. It's affecting the way the game loads as it plays throughout, because The Last of Us is made up of some pretty long, seamless sections, so it's obviously loading a lot of stuff as it plays. In fact, some of the places where the game loads are kind of glitched, so that if you pass a certain point, part of the level area will just vanish, and you can actually stand in front of a door that you walk through and see empty space on the other side.
Yeah.
But-
How much storage space does the PS3 have? Not PS3, PS4.
I don't know.
I think that has 500 gigs.
500 gigs.
Okay.
And it's all replaceable, so you can buy more.
500 gigs as the minimum version, the cheap version, or what?
Well, there's only one version.
There's only one version. It's 500
Oh,
gigs.
okay.
Well, still, that's a tenth of your hard drive space just for one game. That's...
Yeah.
Giant.
My
Well, how
question is.
that's ultimately not terribly different than buying the digital versions of games. So
My question is, what kind of hard drives does the PS4 use? Does it do what the PlayStation 3 originally did and use laptop hard drives that you can just replace with any old laptop hard drive?
yeah, and I think
I
you can do external stuff.
Yeah, so
yeah,
you could
external hard drives. I'm pretty sure are supported.
so you could potentially go for something like a terabyte laptop hard drive and stick it inside the thing.
Probably.
Yeah, that was a popular thing for PS3 users back when hard drive space was very limited for the PS3. Just getting a 500 gig laptop hard drive, which at the time was like a luxury for PlayStation 3 because they were like down to 40 and 60. As like why? As like oh my god, how the hell are we gonna get anything on this?
But you pretty much have to do that with the Wii U.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you only get like 32
That's
gigs.
pathetic. I you know, it's bad
Memory
enough
is
that
so cheap. There's no excuse for that on Nintendo's
I know
part.
all right, I get it. Nintendo, you're already like 6 or 7 years behind the consoles in terms of just in terms of power and performance. But you know, all right, you're finally there, and your maximum is 32 gigs. That's fucking pathetic.
Hmm.
Still looking forward to Smash Brothers.
That might be out by the time this goes. Well, not the Wii U version, but the 3DS might be out by the time this comes out.
Oh, I hope so.
Potentially.
On the other hand, though, the Wii U doesn't really do the whole mandatory game install thing, does it?
Yeah,
No,
it really, honestly,
no.
if your
It's
downloads
just for
are
save
just,
data. Yeah.
yeah, if your
Yeah.
downloads are just limited to like $10 games or indie stuff, you won't really have too much of a problem with that. It's if you go for the digital, full digital games for the most part.
Yeah, it's like that's basically my PlayStation 3 in a nutshell right now. Is like I have full digital games and then I have all these games with mandatory installs. Tekken Tag Tournament 2, go fuck yourself. I've uninstalled and reinstalled that game 3 fucking times this week to make room for smaller downloads.
Here we are.
Well, maybe you should just uninstall games that you're not going to play as often.
Damn it. Where the hell are they
Well,
coming from?
No.
Here's the thing. I actually do sort of go back and forth between different games, and I really don't want to uninstall games that I'll have to download again because it takes a lot longer to download and install than to just install this game.
Remember the days when you bought a game and you put it into your system and it just turned on and you could play it?
I remember
Good
those
time.
days. That was when PC gamers we're superior even though we have to install. And then consoles had to install, and
Okay, go.
suddenly the PC gamers were on actually even ground.
You want to know who wins? 3DS owners, because they don't have to install, even if you buy it digitally. What? Handheld Master Race?
Well, you know it's installing after you download it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't say installing, and the download speed's pretty good. So.
But on the subject of that, there is a problem that I have with the PlayStation 3 exclusively. You need double the space of the actual file to download and then have that download
I'm
install
not letting you go.
the actual game and then delete the installation files. So, I have a digital version of Super Street Fighter 4. It's 16 gigabytes. How much space do you think I need to free up before I can download that again?
32.
Yup.
Oh,
Math.
This would be a guessing game. How anticlimactic.